bed.
Yes.
And I still remember everything you said. I always thought our love was so right, long as I was wrong. Always thought you'd be by my side, mama. Now you're gone. What I wanna know, baby, what we had was good. How come you don't call me anymore?
Yes.
Still like a fire on a rainy night. Still I get better when your heart to me tight. Everybody said that we should never part.
I'd say that would have been kind of cute together.
Tell me, baby, why you wanna go and break my heart? I don't wanna know, baby, what we had was good. How come you don't call me anymore? Why don't you call me, girl? Oh, no. Sometimes it feels like I'm gonna die. You don't call me mama. Girl, got to try. Girl, I need, baby, you please. Why can't you tell me sometime, baby?
Just 1 ounce at a time, baby.
Why can't you call me sometime? Oh, no. Why on earth can't you just pick up the phone? Yeah, you know I don't like being alone. Why must you torture me, babe? I ain't gotta do that so bad. Breaking down, I don't want nobody else to hear the sounds. This love is private up there. Interrupt the flow, they better not dare. We got to break it on down. In the daytime, I think not. I'd rather do you after school like some homework. Am I getting you hot? In my room, cause then we have to stop. I'd rather wait till everyone's fast asleep than do it in the kitchen on the tabletop. Oh! We got to break it on down, down, down. Can you hear me, girl? sounds. This love's private affair. Interrupt the flow, they better not dare. We got to break it on down. Can you hear me, baby? We got to break it on down. Candlelight. No, I don't think so. The crackle of a flame will just form a flow. I can be your fire, baby, yeah. Dripping all over you like a ball of wax, relaxing that. Breaking down. I don't want nobody else to hear the sound. This love is a private affair. Interrupt the flow. Better not dare. We got to break it on down, down. Kill the groove tonight. Oh yeah. I know. We got to break it on down, down. Slow down, then listen up, girl, yeah. I wanna whisper music in your ear, that'll rock your world. Oh, what's my name, baby? I love you, yeah. Tonight I'll teach you, baby, to scream, to break it down. I don't want nobody else to hear the sounds. This love is love's private. Just me and you, baby. Yeah. Listen, baby. I hear the baby. You're making me run. All night long. Break it down.
Sex is not all I think about. It's just all I think about. You.
Top of the morning, top of the evening, top of the night, whatever time zone you are on, we are live. Who didn't think they was gonna marry Prince coming up, other than the men? How y'all doing? It was Prince's birthday this week, so yes, that's how we do it.
Happy birthday to the late and great.
To the people, wishes Brenda Fly, John Q, what's up, Alan? Sour Patch, how you doing? Yes, we repping Prince over here tonight.
Hey, everyone.
Right. AM. She's not showing her beautiful self tonight. She's in the
AM
chat.
is relaxed.
Probably sleep. She be like, pull it back, pull it back. So, in true Prince fashion, I got my hat on tonight. I got my curls on tonight. I took my purple jacket off tonight. I got my bling on tonight.
She purple raining on us, you guys.
One eye showing tonight. Mm-hmm. With some purple on tonight. Okay. Yes, that's fun. We wrapping it up on Prince tonight too. Oh, thank you, Sour Patch. Yes, welcome to the Lion's Den tonight, Prince style. Okay, now back to good or semi-good news. Earlier this week, I was talking about the rapist, and they have a person of interest that has been caught in the Detroit area. So let me put his picture up real quick.
Wow.
Like she goes like that. Let me show you his face. The police did arrest one person so far. So we'll see what they come up with. Let me bring this up. I want to make sure I'm bringing up the right picture, which is why I'm happy I didn't show the other image that I had, because this person that they arrested looks totally different from the sketch. So
well, hopefully they have the right person.
They wouldn't have arrested this person if they didn't think they had to have something. They had something. Yeah,
true.
Yeah, they had something. So they picked him up. They sent a team of 40 police officers out on the east side to like comb the area. And then Friday, this is a person that they arrested. So let's get his picture up real quick. And I'm typing in the background. Sorry for being so loud, you all.
You're good. That's not loud at all.
And AM was talking about some good stuff too. We know the 5 Black men who were falsely accused, and it happens all the time to Black males and other males. False accusations, years served in prison, and then you find out that they never committed a crime. They were always innocent. You get attorneys, you get judges, you get prosecute. Well, a prosecutor is an attorney, but you get police officers, and you get other law enforcement turning a blind eye to evidence
Right.
or DNA and go ahead and sending innocent people up the river anyway
Yep. It's
because
sickening.
some side deal, backroom deal, backdoor
Mm.
deal was cut that no one knows about. And then 20, 50,
Exactly.
100 years later, come out, oh, they were always innocent. This is
Thank,
why I don't
thank the
jump on
Lord
every
these
story.
men only had to serve, which is still a very long time, around, I think about 13 years. But it's still a long time. And it's
That
still,
is a long time. That's 13 years of their life gone.
they'll never get back. These boys went
Never.
to prison when they were young, and that's the Central Park Five. But, I just researched and read about them and
Right.
watched stuff. So
Right. Central Park
even though
5. And
it's old news, it's still very relevant.
it's extremely relevant because it still happens. And this is the way
Yep.
that um this is the way I feel about that. Teenagers, and I don't care what anyone says, I don't care what type of crime they committed, psychologically, not need to be in prison with grown tail adults.
I agree.
They need to split that up. They
Yep.
need to split that up. They need to keep them separate until they are of age. There's no way in the world a 17, 18, or even 19-year-old have any business being up in there with
With the
some of those
40s.
prisoners who
Yeah.
did commit crimes or anything like that. I don't care if they did a heinous crime. We'll put them in a heinous prison
For,
that's
for
based
young
on age
teenagers.
limit.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, Alan, you're right, Alan, and I'm happy you said that. It is, to a degree, prison is a form of modern day slavery. Okay, you people came out the fields, our people came out the fields, and then they created a different field called prison because everybody in prison is not guilty. And we all know who's profiting from private prison: billionaires. How
Yes.
many billionaires do you know that are of color that own prison? Zero. That's the 1%. And now I'm just going to state the facts tonight. So let me grab this picture and pull it on up. And this looks absolutely nothing like the guy that they had in the sketch. That's ridiculous. And sure enough, Michigan being Michigan, somebody from the Detroit area said they see this guy all the time, and if they catch him, it's on and popping. That's why I'm happy I didn't put that sketch up. I know my state now. I'm not even trying to be funny. Oh, did they not? Okay, this the way y'all doing it. Y'all want to do your I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear y'all break the story. Y'all got too much going on in the background. I just want the images. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back to Prince. Now I'm getting hot in this hat. Prince, I'm getting a little bit hot in the hat. Okay.
It's getting
Hey,
hot in here.
okay. Let me do a screen share. Get a little hot in that hat. Get a little hot. Mm. Had the wrong application showing. Okay, I'm on the right screen now. Okay, so here it is. Here is the image of the man. Let me blow this up some.
Is that the actual guy they grabbed?
Yeah, this is the guy that they arrested. So this is the person of interest that they have arrested so far. Get a good look at him. I'm gonna leave him up for a few minutes so you all can get a good look at him. Oh, John Q, no problem about the Kanika Jenkins court update. No problem at all. We like real info over here. We don't have time to be making up no allegories. Okay, so everybody got to look at his face. Okay, we got a good look at his face. All right. So that's the man that's been arrested on, let me get this together. J for K, I mean, not J for K, but please not let me say that. I don't want to go in that category. On serial rapist, okay? And serial killer and rapist in Michigan. And hopefully this is actually the gentleman who did it, and he can be off the streets and we can move on. AM said, let's hit that like button. Let me stop and hit the like button now. Let me stop and hit the like button.
That's right. I got you. I had to do it too.
Wait a minute. We're not going to get into no manipulation and psychology control over here. I'm going to stop the chat until I get 100 people in. Until I get 100 people in. I have seen so many people with like a million subscribers or a couple of hundred subscribers, 100,000 subscribers. They'll do that. They'll be like, I'm gonna stop the chat until I get 100 people in view and 100 people in viewing. Y'all come on in.
That's a little
Listen, my thing is people can pause the chat and play it back. Matter of fact, they can pause the chat, they can pause the live, excuse me, in real time and zoom back to that section. They could always play it back. So whatever they miss, they can go and play it back and catch up. Okay,
true.
we're not doing that over here. I'm like, say what you gonna say, because right now you waste time. That's just me. We're not doing that over here. Okay. Sour Patch says stop the chat to everybody hit the like button. We don't want horse likes over here. We want it to be organic. Okay. John, you said how long has the serial killer been loose? I'm not exactly sure because the bodies that they found were on East Side Detroit in vacant homes. They were all naked. And it was in so far in a 3-month time span. If I found the first body 3 months ago and then another body, and then they just recently found another body this month. So um I guess once the police find out more information, we'll actually find out how long this person had been murdering people. This gentleman have been murdering people. If he indeed is alone, and how many women has he actually murdered? I mean, did he come from another state? Is it only exclusive to this state? We still have some girls missing, a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old from the Detroit area. They're still missing right now. So it's just a host of questions that we don't have the answers to. Yeah. So AM, did you have something that you want? I know you had some things you wanted to discuss. Let's go. Can we talk? Can we really talk? Let's fire this up.
Right. I was just trying to do a little. I was looking through the stuff I wanted to talk about last week that I got skipped out on. I couldn't get up there with you guys.
Okay.
I need a minute or two.
Okay, that's fine. So how's everybody else been doing it? You know what, you all, we have to stay vigilant. Um, it seems like we are it's always something going on in the world. That's number one. And it's really unfortunate that now I'm going to say this pertaining to the 5 gentlemen who went to prison. And I've always believed back then that they were innocent. It's really unfortunate that people like Oprah, and yeah, this is not throwing shade, this is throwing the entire tree. Want to come back and backtrack and then, oh, I want to interview them to do the story. Why? When you had the opportunity to interview them years ago, these
Back
people don't
then,
just
yeah.
right. They don't just be reaching out when they reach out all along and all the while. Then it's like, oh, well, now I'll pay attention. No, we don't. What?
Well, I would like to know if we could change the way people are interrogated. If we could make it to where, especially when they're underage, that if there's like an advocate that you could have, because we know the police stick with each other. They do. That's just how it is. Not all cops are bad cops, but they stick with each other. So when someone is 16, 17 years old and they're being read their Miranda rights, I don't know if
Mhm.
I would even at that age, and when you're being questioned for something so serious, I would know that I could be quiet. I think that being quiet would mean you're guilty, and that you would speak if you're trying to help the cops out. But we all know that speaking gets you in a heap of trouble, which is what happened to these young men. Had they
You
just
also,
gripped it and been
oh,
quiet
I'm
and
sorry.
waited for legal counsel, they would have probably not ever been put behind bars.
But let's
So,
talk about that legal counsel too, because all legal counsel is not good legal counsel. We know it's some legal counsel out there with integrity, and then there's some legal counsel out there who lacks integrity.
yes,
So,
true.
in saying that, let's look at how many attorneys, public court defenders, and other defenders take cases and they tell people to take a plea deal. For
Yeah,
what? When they're innocent. For what?
right.
I'm not pleading to anything. For what? For
But if
what?
there
Take a
could be
plea deal for
someone
what?
at the police station or
That
on
is the
set
worst advice to give anybody.
to help
AM,
these
you're
young men,
right on. You're right on. And maybe we need to sit down and come up with a law
yes,
to have a mediator, a go
uh-huh,
between
a go-between,
for
definitely.
the police and a possible suspect or a person
Yes,
that's been arrested and accosted, and an attorney, because public defender.
right.
Usually you say, I'm not saying nothing. I plead the fifth until my attorney gets here. But
Right.
then, like I said, you have some shabby public defenders and some shabby attorneys who come in and tell you take a plea deal. No.
Right.
Then you have some police. And for those of you who've never had anybody arrested or accosted in your family, praise God. That's not my situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Same.
my situation is this right here. I've had a plethora of males in my family get accosted and arrested, and the police beat down with something serious. And guess what? Telephone books, so on and so forth, is what they beat them down with. So when they got out, it's like, oh no, we didn't touch them. Yes, you did. You beat them down with the telephone books. I mean, so I'm in agreement with that. And that's a wonderful idea to me, is to have a go between for people, a mediator with
Yes.
integrity, and let it
Non-biased.
right. Let it be somebody from another country. This got to be global, because we mm-mm, 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 mm-mm.
Yes.
It would have to be an international thing, because you can't trust
Yeah, you can't
just
trust just
mm-mm.
anybody. Right.
Right, John. It is like a catch-22 on a lot of these murder
It is.
cases, and
Hmm.
um,
Because, you don't want people getting away, people that are guilty being able to walk away with, murder or any kind of heinous crimes either, because they have someone that can tell them the legal tips that, and helps them become free. So it's a catch-22. It's hard.
and Alan, that's interesting perspective. You said most men of color are afraid of jury trials, and they shouldn't be. A lot of times, sometimes you'll come out better having a jury trial as opposed to just taking a plea deal, especially when you know you didn't do it. See, because you can always appeal
But
it,
black men always fear it because we know why. The jury's not going to look like them in most of the time.
but you can appeal it. My thing is, you can go in and appeal it. You can get them from discrimination. You can say, listen, it was all Caucasian people up there. Okay, or listen, it was all Caucasian men, or listen, you didn't have enough diversity. You go in and you submit your appeal and make them retry it and get rid of the judge. You can
How
have
hard is
judges
that?
removed. You can have judges removed. That's just paperwork and time, really. You get the right person writing an appeal for you. And it does depend on what state you in. So,
Yeah.
but if I have to give any advice, I would tell people, be you male or female, if you know you didn't do it, do not take a plea deal. I've heard some attorneys say, if you did do it, do not take a plea deal. You'd be like, don't take no plea deal. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Because some people that's guilty didn't got off. Shucks. Mm-mm. Get you a good attorney. Oh, Sour Patch, you saying you wish you knew now before you did? Mm. No, don't ever take a plea deal. Mm-mm, mm-mm. And if you don't like the public defender you have, if you can't afford to hire an attorney, get another one. You don't have to stick to this that public defender. You get somebody in there that's going to work for you, and you tell them what you want. You expect for them to represent you to the fullest, not them get in there and be mamsy pamsy and play around with it. That's your life on the line. That's your report. That's you with a record. Okay, so what else did you want to discuss again?
No, that's all I can have that I had on top of my head that I can remember. I know
Okay.
one of the things that I had wanted to bring up in the past was I know for me, I get anxiety when I watch the news. I can't stand the news. So I
Mhm.
really sometimes feel out of touch with stuff that goes on unless it's big enough or I catch it on YouTube or on the internet. Because watching the news gives me stress and anxiety. And then I was looking up some stuff one day and I found out that I'm not the only one, that there
No,
is
you're
a
not.
thing. There's a thing and
No,
it's
you're not.
called,
It's been a global phenomenon.
yeah. And I've
Mhm.
had this for a few years and it's like headline
Because it's negative, it's
in death. Yeah,
pessimistic. Most of the news
it
is
is.
extremely pessimistic. And so what I do is everybody can't handle the news like that. So if you can't
Right.
handle it, I'll tell people don't watch it. If it's going to be so negative and bring you down psychologically, and it can,
Yeah.
you just avoid it. Some people watch the news and they get in fear. Some people watch the news and they get depressed, and it's a real thing. Me, I don't watch the news like that anymore. I used to. I could watch the news all day, every day. I was
Me
just strictly
neither.
news, just wanting, information and wanting to know what's going on. But I cut that off years ago, and now I'll go through and I'll read. I'll more so read about it as opposed to sitting up there and
Well,
letting
yeah,
because
because they
right.
sensationalize it on the news,
Not only
so.
that, they put a spin on it. Some news anchors
Hmm.
started putting spin on stories, and I don't want to hear your spin on the stories. Just give me the facts.
Right.
And so a lot of times I find myself reading, and when I'm reading through, you go back and you check and you said, okay, are they spinning this story? Let me go back and see what lines up with the facts or the
Right.
evidence that's out.
Where did it
So,
originate from? Yeah.
right. So now a lot of times I just read through. I'll read through. I'll
Yeah.
read through. I, because I don't want to hear the spin. I don't want to hear news anchors being biased and jumping the bandwagon on the story.
True. Very true.
Um, Sour Patch, I'm sorry that happened to you back then. And Fly, you're right. That's why it's vital that we know our rights. And I
What
just want to
happened to?
plug Fly real quick. Fly is selling t-shirts. She has t-shirts that she customized and designed. So go check her channel out. Make sure you subscribe to Fly. Now, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but that's just my plug for Fly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'll have
Right.
to check those out.
Right. A lot of times they do be lying. A lot of times news anchors will sit up there, lie, and spin a story. I know for a fact I've seen it done, and I've heard it. And so
Mm.
the way that I started dealing with news anchors, because they would always want to run up to my face for something, especially at events that involve politics, and politics is people in the government and laws and regulations and things like that. And so what they would do is always want to run, because they see you in a suit and then they want to run and they want to get your perspective. And then I just straight cut to and they like, oh, okay. It's like you want the truth or you want to play. And I give them some straight point, but then they back up like, oh, you weren't expecting that? Why not? Everybody's not gonna come and be all dramatic. Excuse me, y'all. This is my daughter. Hello. Okay, hold on for a moment. I'm coming to the door now.
Yeah, definitely. So it makes it really hard.
Right.
And
Oh, my daughter's at the door, so I'm going to go get the door for her. I'll be back.
I know that I've always had, some type of anxiety. So maybe that is why. But I don't know. It just got to be too much. Watching the news just got to be such a downer. And social media, I think, has made it worse. I think when you're on Facebook and Instagram and you're constantly seeing your friends or people you may know from work going on Bahama vacations and flying private jets and doing a lot of these things, sometimes you can't help but to wonder, well, what am I, they live a wonderful life. Like, how does Ted and Frank get to go to the Bahamas every year? And, so sometimes it can be a downer even watching other people live their lives on social media. And like, I had to tell my children, that social media is not everybody's real lives, that they show only the good stuff. it's weeded out information. And so so that they know that, it's
And
not
then
what,
some, right, right. And I'm
you
piggybacking.
know,
And
yeah.
sometimes people are living that life and they worked for it, they earned it, so they can do that.
Mm.
And it's really being affirmed in, and this is what this generation have to teach their kids. And society needs to know you need to be affirmed in where you are in life and who you are in life. And that affirmation comes from parents first and foremost, because that's the first point of contact. And the first rearing and education you get is from within the household. And so it is up to parents first and foremost to rear and affirm their kids and to let them know that it's okay to do those things. Because America, I'm gonna tell you like this, we are the most overworked nation. No other nation works like we do. Other nations take break. Over here, although it looked like people, well, a lot of people do be vacationing all the time, the 1% that's schemed everybody out of their
Not
money.
very many
But
people, yeah.
right. However, but for the common, or not common, I ain't gonna even call us common, for the average American, we work. We work 2 to 3 to 4 jobs. We work. So it has to be a balance. It has to be that balance where you are going on those vacations with just your family to get along and then to get away from work. And that's why, in some research, when you research something out, the flip side of this is people work so much and then they start to snap on the job, in the job,
Mhm.
and they go back and they're shooting up people, or they go back and they're doing something that, and their coworkers are saying, oh, I never would have thought they would have done it. Oh, I never would have thought, because you don't know the stress that's there.
Exactly why
So
I
so
say, like,
so it has to be a balance.
people
It
have hard
really.
times in life. Even if you're rich, you still have hard times. So that's why I remind my children and myself that just because I see, Bob and Linda on, Facebook, and they're living a wonderful life, like, they have hard times too. That was my point. So everybody has, peaks and valleys. So that's what my main point is that you don't see those on social media, but they're there.
Hey, Shakina, how you doing? Shakina's in here. How you doing?
Hello.
And Shakina, you know what? You're absolutely right. Uh, and I'm looking at what, right, John Q just made a vital point. Social media, and we see it. We see it with the Kanika Jenkins case. We see it now. Can change the narrative of a case overnight within a couple of seconds. We see it all the time. We see it all the time. We see it all the time. And also, what's happening to the news is they are more interested in what people are saying on social media as opposed to news integrity, like it was back in the day, going and gathering their own facts. Now they're jumping in and, okay, what's the latest thing that's trending on social media? And then they're running some of this stuff on the news. Like, excuse me, I need you to go do your own research. Um, get your own story that you want to discuss, because there's a host of things going on in the world. And I'm not trying to be funny. Some of these cases that you're talking about, when it comes to artists or different things like that, if it does not have, it's just not relevant to me. Okay. Focus on the mass shootings. Why they doing that? Focus on the innocent people that are in prison. Like, for what? I mean, what law? Press the politicians that get elected to create some laws that benefit everybody. Okay, I don't want to see them on here with Instagram story or Twitter story, and then they run it with some about some artist or rapper or something like that. I don't see that on the local news. Why? Unless it's something relevant. Unless they did something. Did they commit a crime? And I'm talking about, did they kill a bunch of people? Did they help a bunch of people get out of prison? Did they enact a bill or law? Something other than that? I want to hear about their personal life. That's really not my business. So that's what I have to say about that. Okay. Um, and AM is right. A lot of time people go through things in life, and the thing about the 1% is they had the money to just vacation their woes away. they can just vacation their woes away. But for the working class, we have to be uh, a little bit more astute with our money in handling funds. Can't just vacation our woes away. Very good, Sour Patch. Vote, people. Make sure you vote. Right. Nobody working for free. That day is over. No more free labor. It's a wrap. So, but I still think John Q brought up a relevant point about social media within seconds changing the narrative of a story. Wow. That that's true right there. That's just the truth. So that's what I wanted to basically discuss. And the Kanika Jason case is still going on, it's still open. Like I said, right now, they're in the phase where they are vetting jurors. And I imagine once they get through that process, which is probably going to take some time, because I can imagine them weeding jurors out and bringing different selections in based on the case in and of itself. um, I'll be happy once the actual trial begins. So, right, social media platforms have become bigger than regular news and TV stations. It really has. Well, Alan, those people that's afraid that no one else can do their job, that's up to the management to train somebody, because once a person dies, guess what? They're going to have somebody right up in that spot doing that job. I'm not trying to be funny, but that's just the reality of the situation. Also, in the Dominican Republic, and my friend posted it. Americans, I don't just think it's Black people that are the target, that are coming up dead and missing, because this is the fourth American that they're really focusing on. Not saying this is the fourth American that's died over there this year, but this is the fourth American that they're focusing on that has died in the Dominican Republic. I know some Americans went over there and got surgery, and they're back in the States, and so far, so good. However, my one friend, she just posted, and she said, "You know what? I'm happy I didn't go over there." Lady, it's this. Everybody who's been dying has been staying at this one hotel. Okay, the last few deaths that were Americans, they all stayed at the same hotel, and so that's the correlation of these deaths over in the Dominican Republic pertaining to Americans, the same hotel. Now, this last one, the lady was drinking and she started spitting up blood. So, this is just a Kerenszism. I have no hardcore evidence of proof. If she started spitting up blood based off some drinks that she's being served in the Dominican Republic, I'm starting to believe that they have no um, regulations in place that govern food or beverages, or people are intentionally putting some type of poison or something in the drinks of American that comes to the Dominican. It's also important to note that right now in the Dominican Republic, there's a great divide. There's a great divide going on over there within their own. Okay, so that's important to note too. And uh, some type of retaliation is taking place against Americans who we probably don't have nothing to do with that situation and why they're trying to kill us, other than, listen, this is what I got to say to the people from the Dominican. Don't take it out on us what number 45 is doing and his condescending and ignorance and sometimes just blatant disrespect. Don't take our lives because he acting out. If you want to, no, let me hush my mouth. Let me hush my mouth because I almost said something. Let me stop. But I'm gonna say this: don't take it out on Americans because we got somebody up in there that's acting a fool. Everybody did not vote for him. Some of us that did not vote for him will never vote for him, and we don't even want him in office. Some of us don't. I don't. I said it. Alan, not that they're trying to keep us from the Dominican Republic. And they like I said, it's some division going on over there. Um, and it runs deep. It runs really deep. It runs all the way back to slavery. When Africans were being it's running deep. Some stuff then got kicked back up. So it's been running deep over there the last few years. It's running real deep. So like I said, you had that going on, and then you have Americans staying at this specific hotel, and they're all okay. Four that stayed at the hotel at different times have died. And you had the last lady over there spitting up blood from something that she drank. No, not eating over there, not drinking over there, nothing. Not unless bring my own food, my own beverage. And why even go over there if I'm gonna do that? Right, John Q. Right. I gotta get my own facts together. I can't. I can't. John, you're right. I can't go off the other fact. Right. Fly. Number 45, and this is my personal opinion, can kick rocks. Oh, it's nothing wrong with the island people, Alan. They just have a lot going on over there, and it seems like lately Americans have been the target. So be vigilant. It's not gonna stop me from taking. I'm not going over there, but it's not gonna stop me from doing my cruise to Mexico. Mexico. It- I'm still going to Mexico. Okay, I'm still doing my cruise. I'm doing my cruise in Mexico. Okay, right, right. So let me go. I just need people to be careful. For Americans within the last couple of months who traveled to the Dominican Republic that stayed at this hotel are dead and have died. Also, I have not forgotten it's the situation that happened in Illinois that we will address. I do have pictures from this person's parent. I want to get back in touch with them and make sure everything's a go ahead. And then I'm gonna drop some information. We're gonna call. shut phone lines down. We're going to call attorney generals. We're going to call whoever, uh, board members. We're going to call whoever we need to call to make sure that what happened to this person, this student, does not happen again. It's a lot of things going on in the world, so we have to stay vigilant. It's good when we work together. Team to me means together everyone assignment is made easier. Team to me means together everyone achieves. We can get some stuff done when we get on one accord and we work in unity. There's always powers in numbers. And to me, the power always lies with the people once they realize it's power in numbers, and it's power in people, and it's power in presence. Um, well, the updates for the Kanika Jenkins is still in court. And like I said, the jury process will start, um, because they did do the go ahead to start selecting jurors for that specific trial, John. And right. And regarding Malia Davis, they did do like a rally for her, just remembering her. And that person, as you know, stepdad or whoever he was, whatever he was arrested. So it's gonna be a no. And that's another reason why I play music at the end of this, because like AM talked about, just looking at the news, and it's being a big ball of negativity and depression, because they never show the positive, and it's a lot of positive things that do go on in the world, but they focus on the negative. Even though we need to get stories out, sometimes we need to just stick to facts. Okay, give the facts, put the news out, and move on without some of the sensationalism behind it. And in terms of social media or viewing somebody else's life, this is what I have to say about that. There is nothing in life that you cannot achieve and work towards. You know, if you want to take a vacation and you can vacation anywhere in the world, just budget for it, plan for it, budget for it, and do your vision board for it. Put it on your calendar, write it down, get your dates, get your goals, your objectives, benchmark your progress working towards the vacation or whatever you want to do, and go ahead and take a vacation with you and your family and extended family, and enjoy each other's presence and companies without the use of cell phones, or just take camera sometimes, or old Polaroid to take some pictures. They still have them, and enjoy your family if that's what you want to do. But make sure you spend time with your family, because once the person is gone and has transitioned over to the other side, they're gone, that's it. So make every moment and day count. Oh, you're welcome, John. Yeah, they did. They had a nice little rally for her with this little the cutest little tutus and shirts. Very heartfelt and heartwarming. Okay. And that's, like as I was saying before, that's one reason I always play music, to break the monotony of all the negativity and put us back into a different space. Now, with that being said, I got to go back into my prints. Oh, it's starting to rain. It's starting to rain outside. I guess I'm right on time. Put my hat back on now. Put my Prince hat back on. Gotta put my Prince hat back on. Okay, the music is queued up in the back. Y'all ready? Let- let's go back out on Prince. Oh yeah, Alan, no problem. AM was in the back cooking, John, for her kids. So if she's not responding about thoughts on Malia Davis, she'll respond to you on the next live. Let me take you all back into
Are we
some
going on
Prince.
to
Like I said,
music?
I don't. Oh, go ahead. He
Sorry,
asked
are
you
we?
what were your thoughts on Malia.
What was that? My thoughts on Malia?
Yeah, Davis.
Um, I am. I'm speechless. It's really sad. It's sickening. I think her mom has more to do with it, and that we'll find out more as the case
Oh,
goes.
I do too. I know. Well,
But I do think
yeah.
her mom is,
Oh yeah,
a lot
definitely.
more at
I
fault
think she need her. I, mm,
because,
she better be happy she ain't
I'm a
not in
mom
mission.
and I'm nosy and I don't let my kids go with just anyone. And I definitely would be all up in the business with anything to do with my kids. So I'm sorry. I just don't buy the mom story.
I still go through all my child's stuff, and she's 15, and it's
Yep.
gonna be what it's gonna be. I still be in her face asking her when I pick her up from school, when I drop, was anybody touching you? Was anybody harassed? And I don't care who she's with. She can be with a family member. She could be with her dad. I It don't matter to me.
Yeah.
Like what? This is one thing I have taught her since she was little. I don't care who it is, be it family, be it friend, be it teacher, whoever, whatever. You tell me, you let me know.
Right.
Let me know. Communicate that to me. And that's why it's important that you teach little kids when they're young and when they can talk their body parts, where people should not be touching.
They're
And I don't
private
care
parts
who
for
it
a
is.
reason. They're private.
I don't care if it's a doctor. I don't. This you have to teach them this stuff that you can all and make them feel comfortable enough to always come to you.
They're called private.
Yep. That's right.
Alan said, "Let's boogie." Okay, back to Prince. I'm going old school Prince on y'all
I love
tonight.
my. Can we hear Prince the if?
Ooh, they probably. I didn't put that in the what's the name. They'll probably flag me
Okay.
for that one because that's something that's
Okay.
before the music that I'm playing by a
Okay.
different company, a record company.
Okay.
So I chose to go
That's
with
okay.
the other company. Because at one point he went to a symbol, and that was him not being a slave to the record labels in the music industry to get his rights back. So I I didn't include their music. But
No way.
tomorrow, I'm gonna do another "Where My Ladies At" in the morning and kick our Monday off. Then "Where My
Okay.
Man At," you all can come too. Kick us off in the morning, and I'm gonna put it in the morning AM and see what they do.
Okay. Okay.
That's gonna be the first song.
Okay.
Okay, let's get back to this Prince. Let's take us back to a happy space. I got this hat on that's hot, which is why I don't wear hats like I. This is a hot hat. Okay, I do wear hats, but this is a hot one. This is one of them hot hats.
Young is the night, it feels so right. Now that you're mine, let's take our time. Man in the moon is smiling, for he knows what I'm dreaming of. Tonight is the night for making slow love.
it last forever. 100 times wouldn't be enough. Tonight is the night for making slow love. So much better when you take it easy. So much better when you take the time. Love in your eyes never lie. Don't rush the few. You got me. You can see through race car drivers. Let me show you what I'm made of. Tonight is the night for making slow love. Slow love.
All right, y'all. That's going to wrap this up. Y'all have a pleasant evening, a pleasant night. Enjoy the rest of your week. And ladies, grab your spouse, grab your husband. Men, grab your wives. So much better when you take your time. Slow love. That's what you can do tonight. Tonight is the night. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. And AM will say, bye, chat. Miss Lisa will say, pull it back. I'll see y'all tomorrow on Where My Ladies At in the Morning to get y'all fired up. Bye, everybody.